you guys really want your man to be the leader?
And so I trust you to be a leader and just kind of guide me.
If that's really the way you want things to be, you married the wrong man, because that is not me.
I'm frustrated and I'm tired of
Welcome in to another episode of Foreigner Loves
Filipina. So Darrell asked me what we're gonna talk about, and I told him that, hey, why not we talk about the shocking things about us, a Filipina.
Yeah, I shared on another episode once before that, I sometimes try to get Melanie to take a little bit of a leadership role in some of this, and she never wants to. And this morning I was like, what do you want to talk about? She's like, whatever you want to talk. I'm like, no, what do you want to talk about? I mean, I had to drag it out of her. So she, we recently put out an episode just the other day with her and her girlfriend, Shy, with things they found shocking about foreigners.
So why not tell them or tell me what is the shocking things that you found in a Filipino?
What I find shocking is that you want to eat with that giant tablespoon.
Well, guys, we don't have enough. We only, I think, 2 small and everything.
We have
him as a small in the coffee and him because I know he likes small. So I don't have choice but to use the giant spoon. What do you want me to do?
The first thing I thought of when you said that was, it's really surprised me, as I got to know you better and understand Filipinos generally better.
Yeah.
It's just how much you guys want a traditional relationship where the man is the leader and you guys are the supporter, and that you really cherish doing the cooking and doing the household chores. Because, you're raised in America, all we've been told our whole lives is how women want to be 50-50 and they don't, they're not going to submit to a man. The word submit is, just used, because obviously the word submit comes from the Bible. The Bible talks about a wife submitting to her husband, and of course the left can't stand that. And so they, our whole lives, all we've heard is, for a woman to be the helpmate, which is another biblical word, instead of the leader of the family, that's just wrong. And to see how you guys just cherish that, like you want that. It's not like you allow it or it's like, okay, I'll deal with it if he wants to be the leader. You guys are like quite the opposite. You're like I mentioned at the very beginning, I tried to get her to take a little bit of all right, man, what are we going to talk about? I can't even drag it out of her hardly. And so I would say that's one of the things that surprised me the most.
Yeah.
How you guys really want your man to be the leader. You really want your man to be a strong kind of man, like a traditional man. Where in America, it seems like women, they all want their men to be weak and pansies. And, they always talk about toxic masculinity, that, to be an alpha male is so bad for society. But you guys don't view it that way.
Yeah. Even if we say like it's traditional, I think it's our personality. Like we want to do all this, traditional women that we're supposed to do. Like just, I think we because we see our parents are like that to dad, and so like we want to be like that too with mom. So
yeah. So I mean, it's not only the traditional roles of kind of who does what around the house, which I think is what you're referring to, but it's also just the kind of the roles as far as leader and supporter. I know with my ex-wife, that was when I really realized how in trouble her and I were, because we both came from very traditional families, conservative Christian families, and the whole time I dated her and early in our marriage, she acted like she believed in me being the leader and her being the supporting role. But at some point it just changed and it became very obvious she wanted to be in charge. And I remember while we were going through our divorce, or before we were going through the divorce stuff, when we were going through all our problems, and I was trying to figure out how to resolve it, because I desperately didn't want a divorce. But it just became obvious that she basically wanted everything to be her way, and she just wanted me to follow whatever direction she said we should go. And I remember we were sitting on our bed, having a discussion one day, and I remember looking her in the eye. I said, if that's really the way you want things to be, you married the wrong man, because that is not me.
Yeah, I think with being in an age gap relationship, it is easy to figure out who will be the one that be a leader.
Yeah, so why do you say that?
Because like I know that you are more experienced and you know already, because I'm still in my 20s and I still have a lot to learn, and you being kind of like teaching me or like going me in the good path, something like that, because I know you already done that before when you were in your 20s, and so I trust you to be a leader and just kind of guide me. So yeah, it kind of really helps me too. That's just like what Shai said, that I get like more matured a lot. I think it's just not because I'm already mature, but I get more mature because I'm with you.
Well, and I have mentioned in other episodes that Melanie is very mature for her age, and particularly when you compare her to someone who's a 28-year-old American girl. I mean, she's way more mature than a 28-year-old American girl. But there were certain areas, and still are a little bit, certain areas where you're immature.
Yeah.
But I've noticed too, like you're definitely growing, you're trying to grow. So, I was, when they recorded that episode, I wasn't in the room, so I didn't know any of that until I, saw the film and started editing. And I thought that was interesting that Shai made that comment, that she's noticed just in the few years that she's known you, that you've matured a lot, and she felt like that was because of the age gap relationship. Because she's not in an age gap relationship. They're roughly the same age. So I think they're 2 years apart.
So yeah, I think it's really easy if you have the age gap relationship. But then, you know what, baby? When I had a boyfriend like the same age to me, I feel that I'm like the leader. I feel like I'm the one that like kind of guide of our relationship instead of him. So I think it's because the age gap, I think, or I don't know.
And it was probably because he probably acted like a child.
Yeah, that's
When
right.
a lot of times when boys, when they're in their 20s, girls have matured so much faster than the guy. That's one of the
I
reasons.
think that's
It's
what
one of the reasons girls like older men, because a lot of times
Yeah.
the guys that are their same age are so immature. And it seems like in the Philippines it's even worse than here. Like young young adults, men, they seem like they're even more immature than maybe we even have here. And I'm not sure what the reason for that is. Maybe we can talk about that. But it made me think about, you're talking about kind of the immature males there. We were just watching an episode this morning of one of our favorite vloggers. They had the foreigner's wife and her sister there, and they were taking care of their father, who is quite elderly and is a diabetic and has become paralyzed due to his diabetes below the waist, so he can't walk. So it started off, them struggling to get him into a chair, and so they started to talk about all this. But one of the things that they talked about in that was, so you had the two sisters sitting there, and apparently they have three brothers, and apparently the three brothers help almost zero with their father. And apparently their mother's already passed in recent years. So the father is completely dependent on the daughters. And apparently that's pretty traditional in the Philippines. And you and I have talked about that a little bit, but what is your thoughts on that? Is that pretty much the way it always is? Is it?
Yeah, it is pretty much the way it is. But in my family, it's opposite. Since like my two sisters lived in far away where my mom and dad, lived. So they're in Manila. And so my three brothers that were just close to my family are the one like taking care of everything. So like with my mom, like what night, like now she had maintenance because of her weather. So my mom will go to Tacloban, and so brother Michael is the one, go with her. That's what I feel like. They're very childish when you are like in a relationship with the same age in the Philippines, and with you know what, baby, it's tiring too being the leader in your relationship. I get tired with him.
Yeah.
Before I just
Do you think you were tired or were you frustrated
makes like I'm frustrated and I'm tired of like
of having to be the leader all the time?
yeah, like telling him what to do and telling him like, hey, can you please? It's just also tiring. So I think now I kind of like, because I don't have the pressure to like do things that because I
Yeah,
know
you have no pressure.
no stress.
You have no pressure, that's for sure.
Yes, like go with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay for you, babe, right? That you're a leader, but it's not okay for me to be a leader. I mean, I'm okay with it, like at first, but that's what I said. I got frustrated and I get so tired. Always not guiding him actually, but I don't know. I feel like I'm always the leader with a relationship. I get so tired that I need to end it.
Oh, you broke his heart?
No. Well, we broke up because of cheating, but that's part of it too. Sometimes, like it's like so frustrating. So now I'm like free as how do you say that?
Free as a bird?
Free as a bird.
You're free as a bird now because I'm the leader?
Yeah, you're the leader. I don't think about things that I need to deal in our relationship. I don't know, baby.
It is true. You don't think about a whole lot of things.
Yeah. Are you okay with it, or you're not okay with it? Are you feel frustrated too? Or
I enjoy being the leader. I want to be the leader.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that occasionally it would be nice if you know.
What? I do sometimes.
Yeah, you do? When exactly is that? No, I'm not complaining. I'm very happy with how it is. It's just,
Okay.
it is a bit of a shock to the system when, you've been in relationship with American women who want to be the boss all the time. And sometimes now I feel guilty for being the leader. It's like, do I need to consult with you more? And she doesn't hardly even want to be consulted. It's like, just tell me what we're doing. All right, just tell me where to go. It's kind of like, So
Yeah.
it is a different dynamic that has taken some adjusting on my behalf, and I have enjoyed it.
I think it's
but-
just like I just trust you so much that I don't need to disagree or like I need to confirm whatever you said.
It's just like, okay, what are we doing? Where are we
It's all
going?
good though.
Yeah, I think it works.
Yeah,
It works.
It's all good.
It works.
Like when he said, "Hey babe, let's go to this thing. Let's go to this event." Okay, that's fun though. So it's
And that is something that is a lot different in our relationship than it was with my ex-wife, and I think not just my ex-wife, but I think with most
girls.
American women. In America, the women are generally kind of in charge of the social events. What you're going to do with friends and where you're going to go on vacation. Like they're kind of in charge of, your friend group and what you're going to do. And then the guys just kind of show up for, okay, well, we're getting together with the friends and going over here. Now she's in charge of with her friend group.
Yeah, with her
Obviously I
friends.
don't coordinate anything with her friend group. But if as far as if we're going to go somewhere this weekend,
Yeah,
if we're going to go up to the mountains, or if we're going to, go explore something new, or if we're just going to go for a hike today or whatever, it's basically up to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're
Do
going,
it, and
like we're going away for my birthday, and I planned it, and I booked everything. I never even asked her. I just said, okay, this is where we're going, and then we're going to go to a concert in April, and I just booked it. I didn't
You
ask.
just told me
All right,
I think a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I was
and I
like-
just said okay. Yeah.
No. Which is very different than the way I think most marriages here in America work, where you would definitely have to consult with her first. But I'm with
Yeah.
you. As long as I know that you haven't already had something planned, I just book it, and then we go and do it.
Yeah. So I just want Darrell to let me know, of the schedule, because I work every day and I need to make sure that I can take off work of that day. So I don't have problem with that, because I know he booked it because we're gonna be having so much fun, and it's for our quality time. So why should I tell him no. Why should I disagree with him? You know, if it's for our sake of our relationship.